You're being so mean. Why is my mic so loose?
I don't know.
Why is it all loosey-goosey?
I don't know.
What'd you do to it?
I don't know.
What did you sabotage?
I don't know.
What do you know?
I don't know.
Typical.
Typical.
You know nothing.
You know nothing.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
You know what I'm going to say
You
next?
know what I'm going to say next?
Do you?
Do you?
Do you? Hey, you know what, Spencer?
Answer.
Because we were going to come together in love.
Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day!
Right?
It's the most wonderful time. No, it's not. It's not. And you know that if you listened to last week's episode.
Wait.
What? What? Of S. Of S? Soup. They'd know it's not the most wonderful time of the year if they listen to last week's episode where we said February is the worst month. Keep up, Spencer.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SMSoup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name but not on the brain. I'm Spencer.
And I'm Shelby.
And together we're here to take you on a journey through life's biggest questions, like, waiter, how is the soup made? Were you, after last week, were you, giddy that you're going to start the podcast every time?
No,
I don't know if I like it
just
because...
felt like you were really dragging, and I was like, dude, we cannot have a 2-minute intro. Done.
Why not?
Because it's so long. You want someone to click on it and then, want to listen to that?
Then why do we have the cold open ever?
I'm okay with the cold open. I think it just needs to be a tight cold.
You can cut any of it.
I know.
So you're the problem. I give you gold.
Okay.
How you doing, Shelby?
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I want to talk about myself for a second. Just 1 second. In that I achieved something that, if I remember correctly, I said I hoped to do in the year of 2025. I actually thought you were just going to leave the house for a second. Spencer just walked all the way to the door. And I was like, wow, he's so committed. He's actually just going to leave the house right now.
Something you wanted to do in 2025. Go ahead.
I made pasta.
You did.
I made pasta by hand, scratch. And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. That was very exciting. I felt very accomplished, and I'm excited to try it again. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
What else? I also, not that we have to get into the nitty-gritty details, I don't know if I explicitly said in the goals episode that I really want to focus on creating more community in 2025. I don't remember if I said that in the episode, but I know that's been a big thing I've been talking about to people in my life. And then, why are you laughing?
I'm not.
What?
People in your life.
Not you. Everyone else but you.
Yeah, it's very
Almost
weird.
I've been talking about it.
Very weird. I consider our lives to just be one and the same, but
that's crazy.
Guess you don't.
I don't.
I
hosted. We hosted.
Nope.
We hosted.
No, because we're not one and the same.
We are not one and the same. We together hosted.
I didn't do fucking shit.
You did a lot of shit. Craft Club last night. Last night? Well, the night prior to recording this. Oh my God. And I think it went pretty well. God, I didn't mean to make you so miserable.
S.
M.
Soup! I felt like you were dragging. I was like, we cannot have a 5-minute intro,
Sure.
and
Sure.
we
Spencer,
did
how are you doing?
it. No, the craft night was a lot of fun, and I think a good step in the direction of hopefully what it is that you want to achieve.
Yeah. I'm
So,
excited
yeah.
about it. Just this is a message that if there's something you want to do, just fucking do it.
Yeah, be brave like Shelby.
Just no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. Because
Be
to be
brave like
clear,
Shelby.
I'm doing the things that scare me a little bit less than the things that actually scare me as an excuse that maybe
If
it'll
Shelby can
it'll
do it, you can
motivate
do
me
it.
to do the things that actually scare me. And it's been this really fun mental cycle. But people are like, wow, thanks so much. Because I've been wanting to do this and I keep dragging my feet and you just did it. And I'm like, I'm doing this because I'm avoiding 4 other things. But thank you. Just do the thing.
Don't touch me.
Just do the
Don't touch
thing.
me.
Anyway, Spencer, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. Did you do anything fun over the past week?
No,
All right.
I don't think so.
Cool.
Did I?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Felt like a leading question.
It
Felt like you
wasn't.
know something that I don't.
I don't know anything.
Jon Snow.
Okay, anyway. This episode.
I didn't do anything.
This episode is coming out a few days prior to Valentine's Day.
We're just jumping right into it. No.
We're just jumping right. Is there
Okay.
anything else you want to talk about?
No, I didn't know if you wanted to use any of your stupid things.
So we, if you know nothing about us, are so big into Valentine's Day. We go all out every year. And we thought this year we should go even more all out than we've ever gone before. In that we are each going to present the other person. I'm already knowing we came at this from 2 different directions. I already know for a fact we came at this from 2 different directions.
Why?
So this should be really entertaining. The premise was select 3 things to fix about the other person. Why are you confused?
Hang on.
Oh no.
1, I don't think we ever agreed on a number.
We didn't. We said 3 right before we started. I said, is 3 okay?
You said
about
it's 3
a minute
okay.
before we hit go.
I never said I have 3.
Oh no. How many do you have?
We'll get to it.
Okay. Okay. We came with the concept of presenting things to fix.
You presented this to me. And
Yeah.
you said, I want to fix you for Valentine's Day. I said that I'm totally down with getting a vasectomy. It just needs to happen on my own terms.
Sure.
And please stop saying you're going to get me fixed.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You said that you were going to fix me.
Yeah.
I immediately took the defensive and said, all right, I'm going to fix you. And then you immediately rolled back and were like, no, that's not what I mean. And I said, I'll let you go first and I'll decide how I want to go.
Yeah, that is what happened. Yes.
So we're going to fix each other.
We're going to fix each other. So I came up with 3. You can have more than 3 if you'd like to, Spencer.
Maybe I have less.
You can have less than 3. I came up with 3. These would be gift ideas, Valentine's activity ideas, and general self-love concepts that I think you should, that I would give to you, I would hypothetically give to you, or I would recommend you implement.
Okay.
Or we do together.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like this would be like if it was Valentine's Day, I'd be like, I'm getting you this because I think you need this.
Okay.
That's the vibe I'm bringing.
I don't think I understood this at all.
I cannot fucking wait for where you thought this was going. I feel like we were really clicking when I said the idea. But now I don't know.
Well, I guess I wasn't really, you might have even said it at the time. I guess I just maybe wasn't wrapping my head around like these being like potentially tangible.
They don't have to be.
Anyway, you
go
first.
I'm open to whatever.
I got improv skills.
Sure. Yes, and so my first thing, I've just three. First thing. You know what? I think you could use a style upgrade. As we're both sitting here just wearing whatever sweatshirts.
This is kind of my worst nightmare.
Is it? Well, let's get crack-a-lackin' then. So first thing, I think you need a style upgrade. If you were opening a gift from me right now, they would be articles of clothing that match the on-trend 2025 fisherman aesthetic. Your face went even more dead. Like I was talking, and then I said fisherman aesthetic, and you actually managed to turn the dead on a little bit harder. Like I watched the light leave your eyes for a
I was
second.
trying, but
I could
also
see
I have
that.
no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, so I saved a photo for
Okay.
reference. So this one, the vibe is chunky cable knit sweaters, a lot of working gear. So you could do like a vest.
Uh-huh.
You could do overalls. Beanies seem to be heavy into play. Some people say a typical bright red beanie with a very neutral outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Workman's boots. It's not complicated. There's not a lot of parts. I would ask that you carry a fish on you at all times. That would be my one
Mm-hmm.
request. Or at least a lure.
I have plenty of lore.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, that was my first one.
So
You don't like this?
no, I don't.
For what reason? Can I ask where you went with this?
That's not even what I don't like about
Okay,
this.
okay, okay,
I feel totally comfortable with how I'm going to tear you down.
okay.
You want me to dress like a fisherman?
Yeah. No, I just think there's something kind of funny. I think the very, very stereotypical heterosexual male gets a pass at a lot of things. But specifically, style, which I'm not saying is always good, but a lot of the times I think it's good. Because I'm so jealous of the fact that you can just get away. And like the fisherman aesthetic, I just said what it was. You could look like that like right now. Like you have the
Yeah.
pieces to look like that. Um, but there is something funny to me that like not to say men can't be into style, like I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's never forced upon you.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's something about me trying to push a trend on you
Mm-hmm.
that makes me laugh because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and super unnecessary.
So
And
unnecessary.
kind of rude.
Very rude. It's fucked
And
up.
if I truly want to think about it, everything that you're saying right now,
Yeah.
I could levy back at you.
You sure?
You hardly ever try
That's fair.
with your outfits.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like I could be wrong. You know what? No. Well, let's open this can.
Okay.
If anything, I was trying to help style you up a little bit when we were going on a little date
You were.
to the movies.
You were.
I was like, you know what? I think what you're wearing, your top, like your top half looks really cute. And I was like, you know what? But better, you could choose better pants.
Yeah.
You have a fantastic wardrobe in the sense, and your style, I guess, at this point has gotten to the point where you can literally not even think and just throw on one piece and then two piece and that's it, and it works, and it's just very you, and it's that like you just go about your day. So you're lazy. You get a pass at just being able to just do whatever. It's the same thing.
Sure.
Your stuff just looks cooler than mine. That's all.
I appreciate that.
That's the only difference.
Sure. I hear you.
And look at you right now.
Yeah, I know.
You look like shit.
I do. I love me some cozy clothing.
You're dressed like a normal heterosexual guy right now.
You're so right.
And I frankly think it's hypocritical of you
Sure.
to try and no, I hate okay. What's your next thing?
My next thing is your next thing you need to fix is your sense of adventure. We need to up it a little bit. We need to up the ante. We need to up the spontaneity. So my gift to you, and this is so specific because I thought of this as something we already have and we love using what we already have. So picture this. I put a little box and it'd be like date night. And we'd be like so excited. Candles are lit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You open the box. It is our many months old stale s'mores kit that we have had since late last summer.
Okay.
We opened because I thought I wanted to make a microwave s'more. Thus, things are definitely even more stale than they would have been, regardless of the months that have passed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my not invitation, but my idea of an in the moment date night based off the shit we had laying around.
Okay. And you want to do s'mores, a
Yeah.
thing that I don't like.
Yeah. I think you just need to up your sense of adventure.
Okay. This has gone exactly how I thought. This has actually gone exactly how I thought this would go, and I stand by. I do not like this, and it'll reflect in my portion.
Okay. I can't wait to hear that. Because my last thing I think you need to improve upon is your fucking attitude.
Is that what you actually wrote? Yep.
So you can
Make
go
sure you're
about
talking into the front of your mic, you
so
fucking ninny.
you can go about this two ways. Um, Slightly long form is I would get you a little journal and you're gonna write down all your mean thoughts you'd like to say to me, and then you're gonna walk to your nearest mirror and you're gonna say it to yourself.
Yeah.
Second option is skip the journal. Just sprint. Like you have a thought you want to say to me, just fucking take off for the mirror. And you have to say it to yourself.
You're gonna hear me from the bathroom that's like 10 feet away from where
Yeah.
you're sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
just screaming, "You're such a stupid bitch." It's like, wow, Spencer's really tearing into himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And that will hopefully fix your fucking attitude. And those were the three things that I thought you could fix this Valentine's Day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
So scared.
yeah, like,
I'm not saying it was like okay, no, continue. Go ahead.
well, I guess my thing is like, are we goofing?
I'm goofing.
Are we just
I
having
don't
fun?
yeah.
Like, these aren't things that like you actually want to implement.
No, I'm not trying to like go underlying in any of this.
Like, no, well, the last one.
The last one a little bit. But no,
So none of these are
I
actually things that
promise
you want changed.
No. Oh, was I supposed to
Well, that's one. That's what I thought we were doing.
I'm so
And
sorry.
I don't know. I personally,
I can't really think of
okay.
anything.
This is gonna be very long and okay, first,
Okay.
a gift that I would get for you
Yeah.
because I love you so much,
Uh-huh.
my dear princess,
Uh-huh.
is
I'm so nervous.
a thesaurus. Honestly, probably a dual pack.
Yeah,
Probably a
probably.
dictionary and a thesaurus.
That's a really good idea, actually. I should have a
Um,
pocket dictionary.
because oftentimes the words escape you,
Always.
and I think many times, you say things
Yeah.
and you don't know their meaning.
Correct.
And I think there's definitely a line. There are times where I am like 60% confident the word I'm saying is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll just truck through it
Mm-hmm.
and hope that nobody corrects me.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's not what I'm talking about.
Sure.
With you it's like bottom of the barrel intelligence.
Okay.
So I think a dictionary or a thesaurus would be really helpful to help zhuzh up, if you will, your vocabulary.
Is zhuzh in the dictionary?
You'll have to crack it open and find it.
I feel like
Do you know how
actually
dictionaries are set up? Like, do you know how to find words in a dictionary?
well, I guess I don't know how you spell zhuzh.
You use the Dewey Decimal System in a dictionary.
Fuck.
Just so you
I'm
know,
screwed then.
in case you were wondering.
No, thanks for letting me know that.
Gotcha.
I think I actually feel like a funny way of doing that would be like a word of the day, but also they would all leave my brain immediately. I used to get a word of the day emailed to me.
I don't think word of the day is good.
Okay.
I actually think word of the day is one of the worst inventions ever.
Really? That is one of the worst inventions ever.
Right behind bread and the wheel.
Interesting. Okay. This is fascinating. No more questions, Your Honor.
No, so I think word of the day is lazy.
Sure.
I don't think it's one of the worst things ever, but I do think it's not nearly as helpful as people want to believe it is.
Correct.
Because what you will do is you will spend an entire day trying to fit that word in wherever you can, and then you will never use that fucking word ever again.
That's true.
And it didn't make you better or anything like that in terms of it made you a pretentious cunt for 24 hours.
You know what I'm about to say that's going to actually make me sound so dumb? I can't picture what a thesaurus looks like. Like what?
A thesaurus looks like a dictionary.
How do you, what word do you start with? Like where do you start? Do I just go to like funny and then it brings up like hilarious?
I believe so.
Spencer. Hey, happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, you saved this episode. The episode's saved.
But like then if I go to hilarious, it says funny next to it.
I would imagine.
Like,
I
do you
haven't
know what
opened
I'm
a thesaurus
saying?
in a really long
Right,
time.
and that's what I'm realizing is it's been a year. Like, I can confidently say over a decade since I've opened one.
If you were to search on Google,
Yeah,
or if you went to like dictionary.com, because I'm pretty sure any online dictionary will also have synonyms, antonyms, and stuff like that. Do you know what a synonym is?
yeah. I'm now sitting here
What is it?
going,
What's a
it's
synonym?
words that are alike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now sitting here going, why do we call it a thesaurus and not a something with synonym? The cinnamon synonyms, a series of words. Anyone can take that if they want it. I think it's really good.
And I'm sure if you looked up funny, it would tell you synonyms are hilarious. And if you looked up hilarious, the synonyms are like, of course, there's going to be crossover because if a word is
Right.
synonymous with another, then the same is going to be true the other way around.
I know. I'm just so fascinated about how you like narrow down words to put into a thesaurus. Because like,
Well, I think it's a dictionary, but it's instead of giving you definitions, it's just giving you similar words, probably.
I think you're onto something, Miller.
Maybe.
I think you're onto something. Maybe we
Because
need
then
to get one.
wouldn't the idea be like, okay, I don't know, I don't like, okay, stick with me here.
Okay.
Somebody uses a word and you're like, I don't really know what that word means. You could go to a thesaurus, see what synonyms and antonyms are, find one that you do know, and then boom,
Yeah.
bingo bongo, you got your
Yeah.
your rough idea.
Right. 100%. Yeah. Hot take. There's too many Bibles in thrift stores.
Okay.
Let's replace them.
Why did this?
Let's replace them with dictionaries and thesauruses.
If you replace them,
Yeah.
does that just mean that people aren't donating them? I think Bibles ending up in thrift stores is net good.
You think so? They're like, I don't want this. Get it out of here.
I think more people turning away from the word of God is better.
Well, it just makes me sad that like I feel like if a dictionary gets donated, it won't even make it to the floor. You know? Because I feel like they're like, who wants this?
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna look it out for
Then
one.
why does a Bible go to the floor?
That's a great question. Hope. It's a thing people cling on to.
I guess, I mean, I would say the difference is that for like an actual, to stop making jokes at the expense of Christianity and Catholicism. I would say the actual reason is, despite there probably being plenty of online resources for Bibles, there's still something, I think, there in terms of like a physical Bible.
Definitely.
Whereas a dictionary, I mean,
why wouldn't you just Google it?
Again, not saying that there's really any difference. Like you could just Google,
right?
John 3:16.
Right.
You could also Google Austin 3:16.
Right.
And watch Stone Cold Steve Austin lay some smackdown on some godless victims.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Hitting them with stone cold stunners.
All right, what else would you get me?
The second thing I would get you.
Yeah.
Not too dissimilar to the third thing that you got me.
Okay.
However, this isn't a matter of like fixing your attitude. It's a matter of fixing how you perceive me and my intentions.
Okay.
And it's a way to get you to be uh better at how you present ideas to me, or to get you to stop presenting things to me altogether.
Okay.
So you could have like an idea. Basically, anytime an idea comes to you uh that you want to like share with me, that you think is like going to make me happier,
Yeah.
right? Um a little implant that I put in your brain will shock
Oh,
you.
an implant.
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
shock you and it'll get you to stop and think twice on whether or not you truly believe Spencer wants a box of just randomness, and because one of his least favorite things in the world is unplanned activities. So we get him a box of an unplanned activity and really sell him on an unplanned activity, and then to really to really drive it home and make sure it's something that Spencer's going to enjoy, an unplanned activity which he hates, and have it be s'mores, a thing that he finds messy and not that enjoyable. And what it does is it gets you to stop
Yeah.
and think twice about whether or not you want to move forward with that. And
Okay.
that way,
Mhm.
because this is actually good for both of us,
Yeah.
that way, anytime you present something to me, I now know that there was a filter. There
Mhm.
was an attempt at stopping the idea. And so if I still do not like the idea, I I take that little like memory moment and I put it in my implant and I store it away. And about 20 to 30 years on, when we're in divorce court, I am able to present it all.
Oh, you like get to play it back
Mm-hmm.
and everyone else sees and they go, "Ah, yes, we side with
Mm-hmm.
him."
We side with the man. He's
Yeah.
clearly in the right.
Yeah, he's clearly in the right.
All his wife wanted to do was have him be a little more spontaneous, but he was right for being curmudgeon-y and stuck in his way.
Curmudgeon. No, that's a good call. Uh I thought you were gonna start with like, I'm giving you a decision tree, and the question is, does Spencer want to hear this? And both things point to no, and then it just goes no further.
Why would that be a thing?
Mm.
Do you think, do you honestly think that I don't want to hear anything you have to say?
No.
You don't think I want to hear anything you have to
Do
say?
I honestly believe that? No, I
Okay.
don't believe that.
Okay. So why would I present that?
Mm.
I'm trying to present like actual things here.
Yeah, you just presented putting an implant in my brain that shocks me. Surely that won't be a
To
problem
get you to
long
think
term.
twice.
Oh, right. No, I just think every time I start talking, you should really loudly go, "Did you think carefully about this?" Because that won't get sick at all.
One, that would get sick. Two, it would throw you off 90% of the time
I'd
and you'd
forget what I
forget
was
what it was that
saying.
you wanted to say,
Yeah,
which would save me
a lot,
in a lot of situations.
but also you need it.
But it would also be very annoying because there
Mhm.
might be important things that I end up causing you to not say. So I would never do that.
It was that important to come back to me.
The last thing
Yeah.
that I would get you is journal.
Okay.
And the point of the journal would be to better communicate um, the things that you uh, that I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. It would help you. It would help you to function better as a communicator,
Yeah, sure.
basically.
Sure.
So, like all the things that you struggle to just say,
Mhm.
you'd be able to write down, and I'd be able to read them and understand
Mhm.
what it was that you were trying to convey to me.
Slows us both down.
So just put down.
Sure.
Takes a lot of the emotion out of
Yeah.
the conversation,
Yeah.
and just allows it to be like, this is how I feel,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Because you suck at communicating.
I actually agree with you wholeheartedly. And I feel like my communication skills have actually degraded at such a vast rate. Like, I'm not saying I've like excelled at them in my life
Yeah.
because I haven't. Let's be real. But I do feel like I've gotten worse. Like, I have only lost the capacity to acute. communicate efficiently or clearly. Like every day, words vomit out of my mouth, and
Uh-huh.
I don't agree with the order they come out,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know how to change the order.
That's not even necessarily what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know.
Do you?
Maybe. You want to write it down for me?
I think one of my biggest pet peeves
Mm-hmm.
about the internet and, you know, relationship discourse,
Yeah.
which, to be clear, I'm not trying to actually say anything necessarily about us, but I think like any good relationship has things that they can improve on.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that any of this is like, I'm not saying any of this is like we're getting close to the straw that's going to break this camel's back.
Sure.
Because I certainly don't think that's the case.
No.
Maybe you feel differently.
Mm-mm.
Um, I think like so often it's easy to peg somebody in a relationship as like an unwilling communicator or an unwilling participant in the relationship and stuff like that. And I think there are times where we both can sometimes fall into like either of those.
Yeah.
And I started to get a little annoyed about it and about the whole like thought process around it because while I think we all need to work to change, I think we sometimes put the emphasis on the wrong thing that necessarily needs to change.
Yeah.
And just because it seems obvious that like just because it seems obvious that like one party needs to change and do better doesn't mean that there's no work that needs to be put in by the other party to
Things get to where they need to
help
be.
push upon that change.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a really dumb example,
Okay. I can't wait.
but this is how I feel about something within our own
Sure.
like relationship.
Sure.
And I'm not joking at all. I'm being dead serious.
I'm so
I feel
scared.
like don't be scared because it's me. I'm the problem here.
Oh, okay. We're good now.
Yeah. Doing the dishes.
Oh, I hate doing the
I
dishes.
know you hate doing the
You
dishes.
want to know something really funny? Every time I'm feeling even a little bit petty, like a little bit, which is kind of often, but I sometimes because I don't want to do the dishes.
I
Like I
know.
hate doing the dishes,
I know.
but I also hate in full sink because that
I
gives me
know.
anxiety. So every now and then when I'm feeling really petty, I want to like really dramatically turn to you and be like, I remember when we first started dating,
Yep.
you said you would do the dishes and I just had to cook. And that was the exchange. And then I would storm off.
Yeah.
But I don't really have it in me to do that because I'm not actually that mad about it.
Right. And I don't want you to do that
I
because
don't
that's
want to
going to
do
make
that.
me want to die.
Yeah, same.
But
Yeah.
I do wish you would turn and be like,
Do
do
the
the
dishes.
dishes.
Yeah.
Can you come do the dishes?
Yeah.
Can you please do the dishes?
I would say both of us have a pretty big weakness of like completing a task and like especially if it comes to like cleaning up something.
I can understand that asking
Yeah.
for me to do
Yeah.
a thing
Yeah.
that should just be done. I
Right.
can understand all the logic's there.
Right.
I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna put my dish in the dishwasher. Maybe I'll put yours in as well.
Right.
I'll look at the sink that has dishes in it
Right.
and I will turn and I will walk away.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that. I
Yeah.
think I can eventually get to a point where I get it to be second nature.
Right.
I'm positive I could.
Right.
I don't know when or how that's going to happen.
No, I hear you.
And I do think that like if we put this out there, people would peg me as an asshole,
Yeah.
and they're kind of right.
Right.
And but I think like there's just such an easy thing where it's like, but all you have to do is ask. And people would be like, shouldn't have to ask. And it's like, then I don't know what you want.
Right.
Because I'm not going to like feel like I don't know, fulfilled or like I'm not going to feel like something has actually been achieved or something like that. But if you, as soon as you say, go do this thing, boom, I'm on it. I'll do it better than anybody has ever done it. I don't know what that chemical disconnect is.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. Do you think, and I'm not attempting to assume or pry or anything, do you think you should have been asked to do that more as a child, or
I was asked to do
or
it.
do you feel a bit of like,
I was asked to
I
do
don't
it.
want to? Yeah.
No, that's not it at all. I was asked to do it,
Right.
and then I would do it.
Right. I see. I see.
Like, I think it was kind of beaten into me. Not literally. I think it was kind of beaten into me that, like, you don't do anything unless you're asked to do it.
Interesting.
And then you do it.
Interesting.
No questions asked.
Right. We had two very different households.
Which I know is dumb.
No, like, but if that's what you're used to, it's
and
a
eventually
pattern.
it did get to a point where it was probably like Tuesdays I had to do the dishes.
Yeah.
Or Tuesdays and Thursdays I had
Right.
to do the dishes, and my brother had to do them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that.
Sure.
And it might have been like a routine, and it probably took a really long time to get me to actually then like get into that. But then I'm sure I probably did.
Right.
But yeah, we were definitely a household of like, if you want something, you just ask the person for the thing, and then like the person will do it. And I think I explained this to you. So my dad, like, we would get snow where we grew up a lot, and we could get like 2 feet, and our driveway could be a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad could say 30 times, ho hum, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to go shovel all the snow, I'm going to get the snowblower, I'm going to take care of the driveway and all that. And it's like, cool, see ya.
That hurts me to my core.
I'll just be sitting here.
That's crazy. I can't. That was like so the opposite of what my house was.
That's not every time.
No,
like, sometimes
I know.
Like, especially if it's like super egregious,
Yeah.
it's like, do you want any help?
Yeah.
But then because my dad's a prideful son of a bitch, sometimes
Yeah.
he'd say no when he probably did actually want help. So if he said no,
Right.
okay, then I'm not going to help you because
Yeah.
I don't want to be out there unless you want help.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Coming from a family of prideful sons of bitches, I think we all just learned, like, you just get up and start doing it.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever going to ask, which I'm not saying is the right answer. That is not the right answer.
And like, I think like, I think so many people probably feel like the like thing of like, this totally went off
You did. It's
the
okay.
rails.
I don't
I
care.
think so many people think that like, you shouldn't have to ask, but I don't get that. I do not get that. We've had this conversation a million times where it's like, I want you to ask me for help with things.
Yeah.
Like, but like, if you're just, I mean, it can take you struggling with something for a while before I realize like you probably need help, and then I will just help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, just ask me.
Right.
Like, why do you have to move the refrigerator by yourself? It makes no sense.
It's a leg day.
Sorry. Like, that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Like, every single person needs to be able to pick up on nonverbal clues.
That it doesn't make sense. It's we truly do come to this as like two different extremes of that like interaction. And
I mean,
so
just like
it is like not a good way of looking at it. It's not a good way to just it's sometimes I have moments where I'm frustrated because that's like the pattern that's in me is like,
sure.
I unfortunately am like always mentally aware of like, oh my God, did they just go over there? Did they need something? Should I be over there with them? Should I, all those things fly through my brain.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy because you never help me with anything.
And I don't want other people's brains to be doing that, but I can't like in the moment take myself out of that and be like, wow, maybe instead of like getting frustrated and all these things, I should just say the words, hey, will you help me? Or can you do this or whatever? And it's like, obviously I do see it as like a huge weakness of mine. I don't know where I was going with that, but
like how crazy is that?
It doesn't make sense. It literally, like, I, as someone who's constantly feels like I'm aware of like what other people are doing and like any reaction their bodies had and their faces had in a sigh, and like, oh my God, if you sigh in the vicinity of me, I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck's going on? Like the world's burning. I
I do
don't
pick up
want
on size.
I don't want other people to feel that. I don't want other people to feel that. So I shouldn't run with the assumption that people should feel that towards me.
Right.
Because like you said, like, how crazy is it to expect everyone around you to understand every nonverbal cue? That's insane. And it's like, but that is how so many of us function. Whether we function that way because in the household system you see each other
Yeah.
every day, you get used to the patterns,
But like,
you
think
like
about that. Like,
say less and less because you're like, we've been doing this for years. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of shit going on, obviously, but it is crazy when you think about it.
yeah.
And I definitely feed into it and shouldn't, but
And I feed into it
right, we're like two different ends of the
by
extreme.
not picking up on
Right.
nonverbal cues.
We're two different. We're the opposite ends. I also like I could talk about this for like a million years, but
And I don't think that I'm just like an aloof person.
right.
Like, I don't think I'm just like, I hope I'm not like weaponizing incompetence. Am I using that right?
Yeah, you're using that right. I do not think you weaponize incompetence.
Though I do
Personally.
think you make grilled cheese sandwiches better than me.
I do make a banging grilled cheese.
Anymore, yeah. You
Yeah,
used to
anymore.
suck
That
at
used
it.
to be you.
I
I used to
know.
burn every grilled cheese we
I know.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the best at this.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I think everybody should do that for.
I think everyone for Valentine's Day, whether dating or not dating, should really analyze their communication style, analyze the communication style of those around them, and figure out where they could maybe be doing a bit better, and even communicating with others like, hey, I think we always hit a bit of a road bump when this happens. Because really, that is actually what keeps relationships going of any kind, romantic, not romantic, anything. And
Gotta communicate. You gotta
you
talk
gotta
about
communicate.
what how you feel,
Yeah.
how what somebody else does makes you feel.
Yeah.
Gotta be open about those things, clear about
Absolutely.
those things.
Absolutely.
If you're not, then you're just gonna sit and wallow in it.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to wallow.
No, we do not.
So anyway.
Was this good? Did I completely ruin this?
No, I don't think you ruined it at all. Did I ruin it?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like your what was your favorite idea?
That you gave to me?
Yeah.
I actually do think if I if I wrote down things to you, I do think we'd have a clearer form of communication.
Probably. I do like the sound of your voice though.
Yeah.
So I'd get sad that I would stop hearing that.
Yeah. I don't think you'd stop hearing it.
Well, then I'm not going to actually get any meaningful information out of what you talk about. It's what you're like verbally saying. So then I'm probably going to start listening even less.
Oh boy. We're done for. What was your favorite suggestion?
Probably the last one.
Yeah, I think the last one was pretty solid actually.
But the problem is, oh wait, I wanted to go back to that because you said about how like I need to like scream these things at myself.
Yeah.
You do realize that I hate me more than I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
nothing I say to you is, I mean, we're talking child's play compared to the things that I think and say about myself.
Mm-hmm. That's very upsetting, but yeah.
I mean, it's not upsetting.
It's a little
It's
upsetting.
just life.
I know.
Hey, listen, me and myself have a great communication style with each other.
Very open.
We're very open. We know
brutally
what it is.
honest.
We know what it is that we do not like about each other. And we make it through each and every day. We've been doing it 28 years strong.
Okay, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change how you do it. You're gonna write down. This is so mean. Okay, you're gonna write down what you were gonna say to me, and then you're gonna mail it to your grandmother.
Why would I do that?
I know that's so mean. I don't even like it. As soon as I said it, it made me feel gross.
Only mean things that I want to say?
Yeah. No, it can be both.
Just anything I want to say to you.
No, the point was mean things.
Yeah.
The point was to put a filter on mean things.
I'm not even that mean to you. You're such a baby. God. You like let this fucking narrative just run wild. It runs rampant. People think I'm like constantly verbally and emotionally abusing you. And yeah, there's plenty of recorded footage of me just laying into you.
I know how to play a camera.
You do. You really know how to play for an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you're meaner to me.
Yeah. But I'm sneaky.
Yeah. Like you're constantly like cutting my balls.
What?
I was going back to vasectomy
Oh,
somehow, but I couldn't get there.
I don't like that at all. But anyway, thanks all for being here.
That's also not what a vasectomy is. You don't just get your balls
We just
cut.
moved on. Thank you all for being here. Happy Valentine's Day if you elect to support capitalism.
You had to get it in.
Oh, I did. No, just do something meaningful for yourself and your loved
Or
ones.
mean.
Or mean.
For yourself.
Hurt people. Hurt people. You can find our socials in the description.
Your cadence was off on that.
It was. I was more trying to spread the knowledge,
Yeah.
not become aware of the knowledge.
Yeah.
Our socials are in the description, and you can find SMSoup Podcast on all streaming services, including YouTube, if that's your preferred location. And until next time, bye.